I invite you to journey with me through the life and art of a man whose brush has captured the spirit of Romanian landscapes and the essence of human perception, Corneliu Drăgan-Târgoviște. Born on the 3rd of March, 1956, in the historical city of Târgoviște, Romania, he grew up amidst the echoes of medieval fortresses and the quiet poetry of old streets. These surroundings would quietly seep into his consciousness and later emerge on paper through delicate washes of watercolor, each stroke a dialogue between memory and observation. As a young boy, Corneliu was fascinated by structure and form. He pursued civil engineering at the University of Civil Engineering in Bucharest, graduating in 1981. Yet the world of equations and construction could not contain the artist's imagination. In the quiet moments, he found himself drawn to colors, to the subtle play of light on a building, to the reflection of a tree in a puddle after the rain. Watercolor called to him not as a hobby, but as a vocation, a means to translate fleeting impressions into permanence. In his early artistic experiments, Corneliu explored many styles, but it was the translucency and immediacy of watercolor that captivated him. Unlike oils or acrylics, watercolor requires a kind of disciplined surrender. One cannot completely control it. The medium has its own mind, its own rhythm. Corneliu learned to dance with this rhythm, letting pigment flow over paper, guiding it only when necessary, capturing the light as it existed at a precise moment in time. His technique, though grounded in rigorous practice, always retained a sense of spontaneity, reflecting his belief that art must breathe, must live. The themes of his work often revolve around urban landscapes and architecture. Yet, unlike the cold precision of technical drawing, his cityscapes pulse with life. Streets are not merely streets, they are vessels of memory, vessels of atmosphere. Windows and rooftops catch the sun in ways that make them shimmer, while shadows stretch and recede, hinting at stories unseen. Each painting is a careful study of light, a choreography of color and space. One can almost feel the gentle warmth of the afternoon sun, or hear the quiet hush of a deserted square, all conveyed without words, only pigment and paper. As Corneliu's reputation grew, so too did his reach. He exhibited widely, both in Romania and internationally, eventually achieving the distinction of becoming the first Romanian member of the Birmingham Watercolor Society. This recognition was not simply a badge of honor. It was an acknowledgement of his mastery of a medium that, in the hands of a lesser artist, could appear mere illustration. Corneliu's works, however, transcend mere depiction. They invite the viewer to enter a space between observation and emotion, to linger in the quiet poetry of everyday life. I have often pondered what drives an artist to dedicate a lifetime to such exacting practice. In Corneliu's case, it seems to be a profound reverence for the world as it is and as it could be seen through a mindful eye. His philosophy, though seldom spoken in formal terms, is evident in every brushstroke. Painting is not just a representation, it is a form of meditation, a way of seeing the world more fully, of noticing subtleties that otherwise might pass unnoticed. Through his eyes, mundane scenes, a corner of a street, a tree by a river, a distant hill, transform into contemplative experiences, rich with nuance and emotion. The legacy of Corneliu Drăgan-Târgoviște extends beyond his own creations. He has inspired countless young artists who seek to understand the delicate balance of control and surrender inherent in watercolor. In teaching and mentoring, he shares not only technique, but also philosophy, emphasizing that art is as much about perception and patience as it is about skill. To study his work is to learn how to observe more closely, to see not just shapes and colors, but the rhythms of life itself. As I reflect on his body of work, I am struck by the universality of his vision. While firmly rooted in Romanian landscapes, the sensibility of his art speaks to viewers around the world. There is a quiet poetry in his paintings, a recognition of the beauty and transience of moments we often overlook. In each work, one can sense the heartbeat of the world, the movement of light across surfaces, the gentle sway of foliage, the silent stories contained within urban spaces. Corneliu's journey from an engineering graduate to a celebrated watercolor artist is in many ways emblematic of the transformative power of following one's calling. It reminds us that life is rarely a straight path. that the passions which stir quietly within us may one day demand expression. In embracing his art, Corneliu embraced not only his own vision, but also offered a gift to all who encounter his work. A chance to see the world through eyes attuned to subtle beauty, to moments often overlooked, and to the delicate, luminous poetry of watercolor itself. As we conclude this reflection on Corneliu Drăgan-Târgoviște, I invite you to linger on the images his brush has created. Let the gentle gradients of his watercolors wash over you. Notice the interplay of light and shadow, the whisper of colors blending seamlessly, the quiet moments of urban life captured in their most luminous form. In these works, we find not only the skill of an extraordinary artist, but also the reminder that art has the power to reveal what is ordinarily unseen, to make the ephemeral tangible, and to touch our hearts with subtlety and grace. Corneliu Drăgan-Târgovişte's story is more than a biography. It is a meditation on vision, patience, and the transformative power of art. Through his watercolors, he teaches us to slow down, to observe, and to appreciate the fleeting beauty in the ordinary. His life and work stand as a testament to the enduring resonance of thoughtful, passionate creation. And as we step away from his world, we carry with us a renewed awareness of the poetry that exists in the spaces around us, waiting to be seen and cherished.
Sub suspinul vechi al Carpaților au revarsă zori pe culmilor. Ciobanii șoptesc vântului hoinar de vieți pornite de destinul rar. Râurile cântă în limbi tăinuite, povești de demult, cântări neștiute. Naiul plânge, țambalul suspină, sub cerul larg ce noaptea înclină. România, țară de dansuri d'umbră, unde viața și moartea în transă se îmbrățișează prin cețuri de munte și vise de râu. Spiritul tău curge în șuvoi mereu. Miorița șoptește prin iarbă soarta ciobanului trecut ce se absoarbă. Și chiar în tăcerea ultimului suspin, bucuria înflorește sfidând destin. De la Dunăre până la porți de Maramureș, cântările dăinuie, inima se împlinește. Prin ouă pictate și fire țesute, cei vii cinstesc spiritele trecute. România, țară de dansuri d'umbră, unde viața și moartea în transă se îmbrățișează prin cețuri de munte și vise de râu. Spiritul tău curge în șovoi mereu. România, țară de dansuri d'umbră, unde viața și moartea în transă se îmbrățișează prin cețuri de munte și vise de râu. Spiritul tău curge în șuvoi mereu. Miorița șoptește prin iarbă soarta ciobanului trecut ce se absoarbă. Și chiar în tăcerea ultimului suspin, bucuria înflorește sfidând destin. De la Dunăre până la porți de Maramureș, cântările dăinuie, inima se împlinește. Prin ouă pictate și fire țesute, cei vii cinstesc spiritele trecute. Sub cerul vechi al Carpaților, România